Now let's take a look at the local markets for the day. I spoke earlier to Simon Robinson from Wilson HTM. Simon Robinson, weakness across the board today. How much of this was due to China jitters re-emerging?
Very good point, Tikki. We've got some big data points coming out during the week. Wednesday, Chinese PMI to be released. We're looking for a reasonable number there, but the closer we get to that number, there's sort of a view that it could be weakening. So that's a bit of a concern to the market. And then obviously on Friday, you've got the US unemployment figures. So two very big data pieces due. Market doesn't like uncertainty, and I think that's why we're sort of sitting on the sidelines or even being a little bit weaker.
Just on a couple of stocks, Downer EDI was reassuring the market on its cash position. It failed pretty spectacularly, though. Stock down about 6%.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Downer's had a lot of trouble recently. Its stock price, if you go back 2 months ago, was in excess of $9, I think, and now to be at sort of the $3.75 level has been a huge fall from grace, all starting with its rail contract problems. I think they've done the right thing, though. The media speculation regarding Downer has been significant in terms of whether it has to go to the market and raise equity. A number of analysts are saying it does have to meet its ongoing financial and contractual obligations. The fact, though, that the management was on the front foot today saying that it had $600 million worth of cash and undrawn facilities, I saw as a positive. Having said that, it's turning into a war between the management and the markets in terms of who will be right in this context.
Tats Group held up pretty well, down only 1%, especially given it was taking a hit on its UK gaming machine business, Telarius. It had to write it down because of the budget.
Yes, that's right. It's an asset write-down, but in the context of Tats, the UK operations only really contribute 1% to Tats' overall earnings. So, although never good news to have a write-down of that magnitude, the dividend is still in place for Tats, and it's in the context of the Tats overall group earnings, 1%. Tats has already taken a bit of a fall in the market and looks like value at these levels with a PE of about 10 times and a yield, I think, of about 7 to 8%. So it looks like it's bottomed here.
Otherwise, volumes were pretty low. Is that still the end of the year blues?
Yes, I think everyone just wants to finish the financial year and get on with the new year. Been a pretty tough year, although we sort of have re-rated 15%, which is obviously a good sign over the course of the year. Other sort of factors are light volumes, as you mentioned, Tikki, but also perhaps a bit of year-end tax loss selling still working its way through, and some portfolio window dressing for the end of the financial year for the fund managers. But overall, I sense we're, subject to the Chinese data, in for a quiet end to the year.
Simon Robinson, thanks for talking to Lateline Business.
Thank you, Tikki.